Hello, YouTube. We are 11 days post-op 310cc implants with a breast lift above the muscle. I wish I had done this sooner, but it was expensive. My procedure in Portland, Oregon cost me $17,000. If you go back, I do talk about how I had 5 different consultations with 5 different surgeons, 4 in Oregon, 1 in Beverly Hills. I also talk about all of the things you need to ask yourself before you get this surgery. So I have linked that to this video. My first post-op appointment was the day after my surgery. I went into the office, they removed my ace bandage. I talk about that in another video as well. For my 1-week post-op phone call with the nurse, she instructed me to remove the steri-strips. I had steri-strips on my entire incision. The nurse told me, just get an edge, take it off, do it while you're in the shower. I wish I had gone into the office for that appointment. I should not have removed my steri-strips. It was intense. Luckily, I had some adhesive remover little wipes. I was able to get an edge of the steri-strip, and then I would hold the edge up, and then I would move that adhesive remover down as I lightly pulled up on the steri-strip. The steri-strip was over stitches, and my stitches are all internal. There aren't going to be any stitches removed from me at all. It took me over 30 minutes and I nearly fainted. I have a high pain tolerance. It really does take a lot for me to feel like, whoa. I did this before I ate breakfast. I thought it wasn't going to take me that long, but boy, was I wrong. By the time I had gotten everything off, a little under, so the down part of the incision, I'll show you right here, there was a little bit of bleeding. There was a teeny tiny bit of bleeding right here. A little time went by and I was like, I'm just gonna call them. So I called my surgeon, they asked me to upload a photo and they were like, yeah, go ahead and put steri-strip back on that little area just to give it a little extra support. Because I am who I am and I have my own anxiety that I deal with every single day, I did go ahead and re-steri-strip right under here. I'm just in my head. Like everything looks great and everything looks amazing. And I know I'm healing perfectly because I have sent my surgeon images of everything. But just for me, my mental health and like how I spiral, I kind of gave just a little extra support. Okay. I just want everything to be perfect. So that is me just being myself. I have showered, I have washed my hair, I have cooked, I have done all the things except for not having my children. They are with their dad for 12 days while I heal because I should not be lifting anything heavier than a gallon of milk. And my 3-year-old daughter loves to be picked up. At my 3-week post-op appointment, my surgeon is going to look at everything and kind of sign off on that I can go back to the gym, I can do legs, and then I can start lifting 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, and going up in 5-pound increments. I felt like I did a lot of research, but when I sat down with my surgeon, their approach was based on my body's anatomy, and I didn't really watch any other creators who were suggested the same things that I was suggested from my surgeon. I think my surgeon did a phenomenal job. I have taken photos, and this has kind of been the healing process. My breasts were up really high and there was a lot of swelling. On day 10, I feel like my breast implants settled in. Today, I feel less swelling, even a little more settling in. I don't want to say, actually, I'm just going to say my breasts have dropped. Like they've dropped into the pockets that were created for them to sit. Your implant is placed under your breast tissue, and then there's a pocket for that breast implant. And I feel like my breasts are like settling in. I liked them when they were up high. I'm going to be honest. I liked them when they were up high. My goal was natural. I wish they were up high. I have only slept on my side 2 nights. I only sleep on my right side, and I just want to make sure I heal perfectly. So I have been sleeping a little elevated on my back, but once I felt that swelling go down, I stopped sleeping super elevated with like a wedge pillow. I don't know when I'm going to be ready to sleep on my side since I only sleep on my right side. I would want everything to be perfect. They do tell you no repetitive movements like vacuuming. So even when I go to open my car door, I'm right-handed. So I'll consciously use my left hand to open my front door. I'm just trying to be really, really even with everything. I'm trying not to carry anything as well because I want everything to be perfect. Being right-handed, I'll think to myself for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to use my left hand only. I really do feel like myself. Even after 5 days, I started feeling kind of normal. I don't have any pain at all. There are little like twinges of pain around where the incisions are, but I'm still pretty numb on my nipples. My right nipple I've had feeling for a while, but my left nipple is completely numb. Before I got this procedure, I thought to myself, I'm not going to be someone who gets her boobs done and then wants to wear low cut tops. That I have this confidence I didn't know I was missing, I feel like better than myself, if that makes any sense. Like, I just feel so amazing. I work out, I eat really well, and every other part of my body I kind of have control over. My breasts were just so low and so saggy and so depressing for me personally to look at that I knew the only way to fix them was surgical. And so that's why I pulled the trigger on this, because I wanted it. And if you are someone who is thinking about it or wants it, just kind of start doing your research. I think knowing the cost of the surgery is going to be the most important thing, because you're going to be able to gauge whether or not this is something that you can afford. I did finance about $10,000 worth of this surgery, and then that other $7,000 I had saved up. There are options. I just want you guys to know that you can do some research on how to pay for something like this. As a mom, I get so caught up with putting everyone else's needs first to a fault. My children will always have their favorite snacks, their favorite dinners, all of their favorite foods. And sometimes I'm standing in my kitchen like, what is there here for me to eat? I have to really get out of this survival mode that I was in for a really long time and start doing things that are for me to fill my cup. Me getting this surgery was something that I had wanted for a really long time. And now that I have had this surgery, yes, I wish I had done it sooner. But at the same time, it does take a lot of planning when you're a mom, because someone has to be helping you with the kids. You really can't lift. This is such an investment, and you only get one chance to really heal. So going back to the fact that I was on an antibiotic for 7 days, I talked about this in a previous video as well. The antibiotic didn't really give me too much of a stomach issue. I was only on painkillers for about 48 hours. I did not experience constipation like I have in previous surgeries. And I don't feel like the antibiotic really messed up my stomach too much, but I was very conscious about what I was eating. I did bone broth, I took magnesium. I will put here the creatine, and I was also taking collagen, mixing that in with my bone broth. No, it doesn't taste good, but we do what we have to do. Wanting to optimize your results and your healing should be a mindset that you're in when you're getting a surgery like this. If you're going to put your body through this, you really want to be able to support your body while it heals. You also have to be really patient, because you're not going to be able to do anything for a period of time. If you're anything like me, that's so hard. On day 4, I was texting my best friend and I'm like, girl, I wish I could go to the gym. I feel like myself. I want to get out there. I want to lift. And she's like, you got to be patient. And I knew that going into this, but it is harder for some people like me to sit and do nothing for a period of time. I took a full 2 weeks off of work, and I sit at a desk, but I am right-handed, so I don't want to go to work, use my mouse, and affect any lopsided healing. My surgeon didn't send me home with a surgical bra from their practice, so I did find one on Amazon that I liked. I have been wearing that, even though I was told I didn't have to. And then I'm also wearing tank tops like this that I got on Amazon that are soft compression. Once you've had this surgery, you probably don't want underwire under your breast, because there is an incision there, and you also don't really need that lift if you're having a lift. So kind of tight tank tops like this have been really nice for me. I do really want to support my skin, learning to hold those implants, because they're brand new. On day 11, I did go to Nordstrom and I bought a couple of bralettes that had a specific support. And then I bought a new sports bra from the brand Zella. I will link it or show it right here. This is what I think is going to be really nice for when I go to the gym. I'll probably keep some of the sports bras that I had that'll fit, but I'm not going to run out and buy too many new things. I will also link below the tank tops that I did like. There were a lot that I sent back, and I have found myself ordering a smaller size than I would in the past because I like the support that something tighter gives my breasts. My greatest takeaway from this is that I have found a confidence I didn't know I was missing, and I am so happy that I decided to get my breasts done. I feel so great on the inside, and I think that's really going to shine through in how I carry myself moving forward. I will be recording a 3-week post op and then a 3-month post op update as well. As soon as that doctor clears me to go to the gym, I'm out. I'm going to be at the gym doing legs, hitting it hard. Um, if you are watching other videos, women getting their implants below the muscle, I think their journey is going to be a little bit different than someone like me who got their implants placed above the muscle. Knowing the cost of something is so important because it helps you decide whether or not you can make that happen or how to make that happen. I will answer any questions that you have in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. Remember, I'm not like a regular mom, I'm a single mom. Talk to you soon. Bye.